So I played Scorn. Let's talk about it. So I played Scorn, and I can honestly say I got a lot of opinions about Scorn. I feel like Scorn is a missed opportunity that this developer had, and they could have had an alley-oop, but they seem to have fumbled. And look, there's a lot of issues with Scorn. There's a lot of stuff that they did right, a lot of stuff that they did wrong. In the couple hours I played it, I didn't beat the game. I just played a couple hours of it, played a little bit on stream, a little bit off stream. I feel like the biggest lacking thing of this game is immersion. And what I mean by that is that's all they got is immersion. When you look at a game such as Titanfall, there's Dead Space, there's a lot of games that fully immerses you into the universe that it is. And I feel like for the most part, a lot of games do this well, but they don't do it fantastically. They don't do it on the level of a Dead Space or a Red Dead 2. It's always pretty much average in when it comes to how the game feels when you're immersed in the world that is built on. Scorn does this fantastic, probably one of the most fantastic immersions that I've seen in a long time. But I personally believe the problem with Scorn is what I played of it is that's where this game ends. Scorn's one of those games where it's like when you're playing it, you see this creepy immersive world, you see these weapons that are disgusting. The game itself is kind of disgusting. When I play it, I feel like I need to wash my eyes with bleach. But I think that was the intention of the game. They wanted you to feel uncomfortable playing this game. And to a point, I like that because I feel like there's too many developers going the safe route. They're not trying to do anything different. But this developer is like, let's make them feel uncomfortable. And boy, they definitely made me feel uncomfortable. It's just, when you wake up at the beginning of the game and you're sitting there, breaking these things, getting out of this, you're pretty much captured to some degree. It looks like you're dead. There's not a lot of lore that goes into why is going on. Now, maybe I missed it. Maybe there's text documents in the game I didn't come across. It feels like the majority of Scorn is a puzzle. It's a puzzle game. Kind of like Zelda when you do the temples, but that's all. Just the puzzle type. Now, I will say that the little couple puzzles I came across, they can be difficult. I don't think they're anything like spectacular or anything. I don't think that for the most part, you might get stuck on one or two of them, but I don't think it's going to get to the point where you're just going to quit the game because you don't understand. I actually, during the stream, had to have someone come and just tell me, because it's like when you're streaming these type of games, you want to make sure that the audience has fun. And I feel like I wanted to get past the particular puzzle I was in so, we can move on and see what's left in the game going on besides that puzzle. One thing I will say about Scorn is it's a fantastic streaming game. I feel like this is gonna live just off of the roots of streaming. You guys think about it. It's a very gory, very, enticing game that demands raw reactions. And just a little bit I did, it's a creepy thing. So people are gonna wanna watch that. And I don't blame them, especially how immersive this game is. Makes it really easy to stream. And that's pretty much like my biggest issues with Scorn. It's just like when we're doing stuff, I want to be understanding what's going on, the world that's building. It looks like there's multiple people that you play as. I don't know. To this day, I couldn't tell you what I played in terms of story, but I know it was gory and it was gruesome and it was creepy. And that's what I think Scorn got going for, but it's like you need more than that these days. They needed to go out there and they needed to make sure that when you wake up, you understand what's going on. When you're trying to get out of this room or this building, you understand why you're doing it. What's happening? Is there something pursuing you? Is there a reason you want to leave the room? Why are you the way you are? Why is your body kind of deformed? Like, these are huge questions that I had during this entire playthrough of Scorn that I felt like they could have easily have answered, but they didn't. And I think that's the biggest issue. Scorn doesn't really explain anything that's going on. It's okay not to explain a puzzle and not to explain certain aspects of the game, but to me, it's not okay not to explain the game. you kind of want to know what's going on. And maybe it's one of those games like a Dark Souls game where when you actually play it, it's kind of leaving you breadcrumbs. And then after you learn the breadcrumbs, you learn what's going on. But to me, it wasn't like that. It just felt like this is like a tech demo. And they want to show you how nice the world looks, because if there's one thing Scorn does right besides the immersion, it's the graphics. This game is a looker. You know, it's not fantastic, but it's definitely a game that you look at it and it's like, yo, this looks very realistic and very clean. And you know, it's like I said, it's a very gory game too, so those type of qualities would make this game even higher up. It's just, man, the story, all this immersion with no story. Like, I'm sitting here playing this game and I'm like, damn, they missed out. Because if they would have spent a little bit more time maybe hiring some writers to actually, develop a story for this game, to find a good pacing for this game, maybe get some cinematics and cutscenes that actually explain some scenarios to you, I feel like this would have been a fantastic horror game. Been right up there with Dead Space. But because all this is going, it's like equivalent to just showing up in Dead Space 1 on that ship and not really knowing what's going on, not showing you the actual, clip of your girlfriend telling you what's going on, not having the mercenaries going up there telling you what's going on. It's equivalent to just being dropped there pretty much by yourself, and then you're going through these puzzles and there's no lore behind why you're there. There's no lore behind even who you are. And that's what I think is the biggest shame when it comes to Scorn. And the sad part is I feel like there's been a lot of games throughout history that when I play it, like I feel like Recore, Rise Son of Rome, even the game that PlayStation made with the werewolves. I can't remember exactly what the game was, but it's just like Until Dawn. That's not Until Dawn, but you guys get what I'm saying. There's so many games that I feel like has a huge foundation they can push forward. And I feel like this is by far the most potential game I've ever seen. I couldn't imagine what it's like for this immersion. Behind it is also a story that tells you what's going on, tells you why you're doing the things you're doing, shows why you're, deformed in the way you are. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm kind of curious to hear your guys' opinion on the Scorn. That's pretty much my first impressions. I don't know if I'm going to go back and beat the game because, the game definitely creeps me out. But I'm curious to hear you guys' opinion in the comment section below. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. Peace. I'm curious what you guys think about the new setup, man. This is how I think I'm going to do videos. Maybe splash a little bit of gameplay in here. But that's about all. But see ya.